this video, we're going to cover the patient subjectives feature. To set up the patient subjectives, you will log into the system settings. Go to system settings, patient subjective settings. Here you can set different subjective questions that you want a patient to answer upon either checking in for their appointment or at their adjusting area. And you can set up various subjectives based on cases and appointment types. So say you have a PI case and there's certain questions you want the patient to answer when they're coming in for a re-exam. You can set that up as a different patient subjective. For example, I have this one set up as, where would I like the patient to fill out this subjective? At the check-in kiosk, that's where the patient will type in their phone number to arrive their appointment. So once they arrive their appointment, it will go into these set of questions. Or you could have the first option isn't available, whereas your second choice, say your check-in device is down for the day. You can also have the subjective pop up on the adjusting area. You do have to use the patient SOAP mode in order for the subjectives to come up. What type of appointments should this be based on? So you can also have it set up for different providers. So if you have subjective questions you want for the nutrition appointment or acupuncture, neurofeedback, you can set it up on the provider appointments as well. And then what case will this apply to? So this applies to what case that appointment is scheduled under. So is this chiropractor appointment scheduled under an insurance case? If so, then this subjective will pop up when I check in for this appointment. And here, you set up the patient subjectives just like you do our SOAP note macros. That way you're familiar with the two systems. Here you can type in the sentences, add advanced macros that will allow you to select multi-selections, list, number range, and that can come into play. We say pain scale. So if I click on this gives me an example of the pain scale numbers. So I have from 1 to 10. Or chief complaints, this would be a multi-select option as an advanced macro because here they can select many different symptoms that they're having, and I will show you what that looks like. To set up a new patient subjective, you just click on Add Patient Subjective and set it up as you wish. These are just two that I have an example of. I have one for cash and one for insurance, but they are the same verbiage, but especially with things like PI cases, or if it's a different provider, you would have your verbiage specifically for that. Now I'll show you what it looks like when an appointment is checked in that fits one of these subjectives. So here, I already typed in my phone number and it matched me and my family. I arrived to my appointment and now it's going right into my subjectives. So have my symptoms changed? Let's say they're worse. What is my pain scale? Let's say it's an 8 today. And then here in chief complaints, I can say what the areas that feel worse for me today. Select answers. You've been checked in. Now, I'll show you what that looks like for the provider. Now I'm going to show you what that looks like from the doctor's perspective. So I'm the provider and I need to treat this patient and start their SOAP note. I'm going to go to SOAP, provider mode, click on the patient, and here it will pop up the subjective that the patient answered. And I can look through it, and then I can click add to today's note. And then I can continue my note as I need to. So we will auto-populate what the patient put in already into your SOAP note for you. So this is just a quick overview of the patient subjective feature and the three areas that it touches. So that's the setup, what it looks like when a patient checks in, and how it affects the doctor in inputting their SOAP note.